Good evening and welcome to another episode of Lean Living. Now, Lean Living is all about living more efficiently. When it comes to politics, life isn't so efficient, is it? But when people sit around in big classroom-like forums discussing, throwing insults left, right and centre, spending more time wrapped up in bureaucratic red tape than actually coming up with any solutions, is any eventuality, is any solution actually being thought out? You may say, what does this have to do with lean living? Well, people spend a lot of time discussing politics, which group they're in, which party they promote, which politician they find represents them in the best form. Not to say that I'm against democracy, but democracy, the way it stands today, is a bastardization of what it actually once represented. It's no longer about a candidate. Candidate originally meant somebody who was of pure standing, who was uncorrupted, who wore white robes to represent this, the same way that in the original sense a bride was to wear a white dress. I don't think many politicians could wear a white robe these days in that particular symbolic function. They are corrupt, they are liars, and that's the reason we represent them. They are good liars because they fight for our team. Go team. You lie your way into various propositions and make deals with the devil. What does this have to do with living more efficiently? If you were to live your life the way a politician does, misrepresenting what you actually stand for, talking the talk and not walking the walk. How do politicians do this? Well, if politicians and politics in the purest sense of the form were to actually stand by their beliefs, they would take a pay cut. They would no longer waste their time with the drivel that is involved in everyday politicking. It's unfortunately the route they have to take to actually somewhat come up with a means of changing the world, but I think they become too involved in a system which in itself is ineffective, and if a system in itself is ineffective, there's very little point in being part of it. Does this mean that politics and democracy no longer work? It's hard to say. You'll have to decide for yourselves on that particular issue. However, the way I see things, it seems to me that it has very little effect. Some may cry that a political system and democracy, voting and various other forms of promotion of one's rights is what we need to do in order to get on to progress. But all I see is a more and more complicated system of red tape, of laws being made which are ineffective because they cover so many grounds and there are so many laws and so many rules to every single thing that happens in life that we lose ourselves. Everyone knows what's right and what's wrong. If you intend to make a law and a rule for every single thing that goes on in this world, you may find that you get lost in the red tape. Just a little thought for you. If you need to live your life, possibly live it through your actions, not your words. Don't fall prey to the same traps which our politicians worldwide seem to fall into, that they're actually making a difference. I'm sure there are some that actually do, some that actually are uncorrupted. However, they are lost in the masses of liars, cheats and frauds that they are almost barely noticeable. So represent yourself. Don't find that your political party or your football group represents who you are. You are in effect your symbol of what you stand for. No point standing to the left or the right. Just stand for yourself. Do the things that you love. Do the things that inspire you and that would inspire other people. The best way to lead others is not by words in itself, but through actions. So if you want to make a change on the outside, you have to begin on the inside. So make a difference, whichever small action you decide to take. I hope this has been of some use for you, and I shall speak with you later.